They say you gotta go home, but you can't stay here. And no, I don't wanna be alone.
Is up, people? All right, so thought this would be a good topic, good way of changing things up, I guess you would say, with the current dying. But anyway, one of the things I wanted to go over and kind of talk about was the fact that there are conspiracies, and what's true and what's not. Basically, I wanted to go over this because, like many of you guys know, I'm still a conspiracy theorist. Nothing really has changed in that aspect of it. But before I go too far in, let's say what's up to everyone. Let's actually start from the bottom. I always end up doing that. What's up, Sean? How you doing, sir? What's up, Thane them? Hey, Amy, how you doing? Yep, the elephant's still there. What's up, Wolfgang? What's up, Daylight, Ohio? What's up, RT? What's up, Casual Spaceman? What's up, Thane them? Let's see who else is in here. What's up, Gleam? What's up, Angle of Attack? Let's see if anyone else is in here. What's up, Jose? And then Bad B, I see you in there. What's up, Digital? What's up, Monkey? How you doing? It's been a while. What's up, Sean Hawkins? And I'm going to wrap it. Oh, what's up, Fletcher? It's been a while, man. Welcome back. And I'm going to go ahead and stop it there. What's up, Crash? And that is it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and open the panel so I can get your guys' view on this topic. And then there was a couple things I was going to show, but you know how I roll, guys. Basically, it's going to be a keep it on the conspiracies, but at the same time, I want to make sure that we're not diverting too far off. This can be a topic-based one, I guess you could say. And Christ Puncher, yes, yeah, you can join, no problems. And then we'll go from there. What I wanted to show you guys was a few things until we get the panel going. Let's see, I'll put this over here. What's up, Digital? How you doing, sir? Pretty good. What's up, they and them? How you doing?
All right, Sean, how's things?
Pretty good. I did actually wanted to say to you, they and them, I commended you last night on the conversation you guys were having after the stream ended. You guys were talking, or not after the stream ended, but while I was away from the stream. But you guys were talking about, the respect level and how things go with between the two sides. And I just wanted to say, I thought the things you were saying were spot on.
Thank you very much, sir.
And then
I just personally, I'm just
go ahead.
Yeah, no. Personally, for me, don't get me wrong. I enjoy a good dumpster fire, but when people are aiming from the start, I just think it's the wrong way to have any sort of civil discourse. So I enjoy panels like this where people can come in, have their say, and do it in a respectful way. So thank you very much for that opportunity, Sean.
Absolutely. What's up, Sean? How you doing, sir?
Doing outstanding. How about yourself?
I'm doing real good. What's up, Christ Punchers? First time I think you've been on the panel. How you doing?
It is the first time. I'm not doing too bad. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
Awesome.
And then Casual Spaceman. How you doing? It's been a minute. I haven't talked to you in a while.
Hey, Sean. How you doing? First time on the panel as well.
Yeah. So I kind of, before we went into the conspiracy aspect of this, I wanted to talk about Travis's stream because I didn't get to see it. I actually got there right as everything was ending. Is it everything we thought it would be and more?
Yeah, I thought Dan the Waterman was trying to give Travis a digital head job.
Oh, he does that. I'm guessing Dan the Waterman was like the first one there too. First one in.
Oh, yeah, our debate, it's got 4 million views. Do you realise it's because people watching you get destroyed, not because they're agreeing with you?
Yeah, Dan is a special person. He's one of those type of people that, like I said, I have have it on recording him saying he's not a flat earther, that he's basically using flat earth for his platform, and he wants to be on TV. Dan wants to be a star. I don't think he's gonna happen though. He's a special fella. I can tell you right now that if Travis wants to have any longevity with this stream, he needs to drop Dan as soon as he can.
I'm not buying what Travis says a lot of the time. He comes on a lot of debates and streams and says he's not making any presuppositions about anything, what the shape of the Earth is. And I'm not buying it because he argues about the shape of the Earth. And I'm pretty sure I've seen on some videos him actually saying pretty much just stating the Earth is flat. So I'm not buying what he's saying at all. Really not. Yeah. He's a flat earther without a shadow of a doubt, pure and simple.
Oh, yeah. Travis is one of the ones now that I have to really put that question mark on, because I mean we spent what was it, guys? 3 weeks total, just on Travis's observations alone, and I mean to me it worked out perfect. I came out to understanding that they see what we see, so there's no excuses there. But like you said, when it comes to him having to concede to something, he's not going to. Now that he's on now he's running side to side with Nathan, it's not going to happen. But every observation he's been making is better than Ranty's.
Yeah, it's a get out clause for him to get out of if he's called into any argument before debate is even started. So he just shuts it down really. So you can't really argue because he's not making any presuppositions of the shape of the Earth, or supposedly. But nah, not buying it.
That's the one thing that I liked about Travis. So like I said, we went over his observations for pretty thoroughly, and one of the things that I noticed, and I had said this before, is he's not having any different observation than we are. Excuse me. But then right when it got to the body of water isn't atmospheric conditions or his ether band, and he just refused to say it was obstruction or due to curvature, even when we showed him clear proof there was island missing and whatnot. So as far as I'm concerned, Travis isn't exactly in the most honest, but I also came to the conclusion that I don't think Travis understands what he's looking at when he's making his observations either. So it's either going to be purpose or complete. He just doesn't know. He's clueless. Hopefully he'll see it and fix his ways. But other than that, I just wanted to ask about his show, if it was going to be worth a shit or not. I missed it.
Well, so here was my impression, because I clicked on it for a little while, and then I was going back through and watching other videos, and then I'd come back for a little bit, and it just got to the point where it was pretty boring looking at his photos, and there's nothing against him or anything like that, but after so many weeks of looking at his photos, why would I go on to his stream to look at his photos again?
Were they at least newer ones, or they were the same?
It's the same ones. Actually, he pulled up one of the ones that we were looking at before. And I understand that there's going to be issues with starting off and stuff like that, but he couldn't get the link working for the people on mobile. It didn't have an explanation for things for people on mobile, and couldn't figure out how to run OBS using doing different things in it. So yeah, there were some issues which could be worked out and stuff, but. But
just out of interest, Sean, what's he actually using to run? Has he moved to Meets, or is he still doing it in some other platform?
It looked like Hangouts, I think, or Meets. Yeah. Actually, yeah, it was Meets.
Yeah, no, he uses. I'm pretty sure he uses Meets, but he I don't know, because every time he's wanting me to go on, no, yeah, he meets. In fact, I just looked.
Yeah, it was Meets. I was trying to remember the link.
Yeah, Hangouts doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. That's been.
Yeah,
That's
well,
got,
yeah, at least he's given himself some protection there from getting kicked out of his own stream and stuff and porn bombs. So at least he's had the common sense to do that.
Yeah, the other thing is, I mean, if it's the quality of the stream, we can't really bash that, because there's a huge learning curve, especially when you do what he did, as in go live in the means of replacing a stream. That's a hard thing to do. And if you've never streamed to people, like, that are expecting something, it's a whole different animal. And I think that may be what happened. So I don't want to say, it's crap.
Yeah, it's the content.
No, and that's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, there's a learning curve. No matter what, you're going to have a learning curve. Like I tried to get him to just shorten the URL so that people could just click on it and like go to bit.ly and just shorten the URL, because that's what happens with a mobile is it'll cut off part of the URL. So I don't know what transfers over in YouTube and what doesn't, but obviously it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So you shorten the URL and it works.
It's actually it's even more simple than that. So, like, when I put the Meets link out there, well, after the meet.com, there's the what is it? 1, 2, 3, 6. So there's 10 letters. And if you just type that in to what meeting, that works even faster. Or if you have the Meet.
Yeah, it's like a mobile number.
Yeah. There's a bunch of ways to get in here. I haven't figured them out. But yeah. I just started figuring out like how, because I didn't realize like these Meets, I have wrenches. I can have wrenches in here. I can have an admin in here. Like that's what I was working on, Sean. It's actually a lot harder than I thought, but hopefully I'll get that taken care of, and then that way I can leave, or other people can start using the Hangout rather than having to always start one. Or because I know one of the biggest issues with people starting one right now is literally the fact that they have to pay for this to be able to start these things.
Well, I mean, and once you start it, like you said, it's a learning curve, and especially when you're putting a link out there for anybody to join,
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what you're going to get.
Oh no!
So,
yeah. That's the other thing. I wish people would reach out to me more. Like I've made it pretty clear. I know a lot about these things, and I like to help people out. One of the big things is you got to you have to use your hotkeys. You got to figure that out, because I literally have. This is going to sound ridiculous, but it's not. I have 42 hotkeys, and I use 28 of them right now, but I'm not done. But there's only, of all of those, there's only 2 of these that are actually important to me. That's this one. and everyone who's who's watching on YouTube knows exactly what I just did. That basically just shuts all audio, all visuals off from you guys. Like the Meets doesn't exist when I hit that button, or I can hit, which basically does the exact opposite of everything else. So yeah, it's one of those things that you have to be set up for it. You can't just assume you're good to go. You can't assume random people.
Is that the anti-porn bomb button?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's just a bunch of things that you want to start figuring out. Like, I don't think people understand these Meets, but these Meets are actually wonderful. So if you dig back into the settings enough, what ends up happening is I have everyone's email. I have everything they've presented. I have, like, if you guys have presented something on here or shared a link, there's a log of that. So everything's there. And as far as I know, to be able to start one of these, to get an account, you're still not able to do the whole like 10 sock account things yet. So we'll see. Mm-hmm. But I haven't dealt with anyone that I've had to do that with. I mean, pretty sure everyone's giving me their emails like essentially from like Discord or something like that. But except for like you guys are new to the panel, but it takes 5 minutes to go back and see an email. But what's the point of doing all that if I don't need to, right? That's the best part about it. Yeah. There's a lot of options to these meets. I'm surprised there haven't been any real good tutorials out yet on it. But I mean, like I said, just having this meetup is like the small aspect of that new G suit. It's gonna be pretty badass. They got like a whole chat section that you can post up here and do all that stuff. It's pretty cool. I like it. But yeah, he needs. And I did this with Chris Berry actually, where I kind of sat down and asked him, what do you need help with, and showed him the things that are important, and made the big, this is what matters. And I think it kind of helped him, but maybe Travis just needs to drop his ego so he can ask me. But yeah, there's a lot about OBS and broadcasting that isn't just start streaming and everything's good to go. I just make it look real good and nasty and ugly when I mess up.
Sean, you actually hit the nail on the head there. It's Travis's ego that is going to make his show shit.
Yeah, that was the first thing you have to do. You have to drop that shit. Luckily for me, I started training years ago, so I knew the faster you do that, the faster you can progress to whatever situation's happening. Jose definitely did it. You could just tell he doesn't run around thinking he's bigger than everything. So if you can't stop yourself from doing that for a half a second, you're not going to have a shot anywhere, any discussion. Your balls are too big for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Once you start getting to the point where your ego takes over, a little bit of power, puts you into a place where your ego boosts up, and you think you're in charge of everything. You think you're an authority, and meanwhile you don't know shit about shit. To tell you the truth.
Yeah, we know a couple of people like that. I think they're both called Nathan.
Yep.
Oh my good lord!
As far as I know, wait, what's in this? Damn. Oh, okay, I remember now. But see, that's also one of the good aspects of this. Those people, they usually are wrong. You notice that? The people that run around having to put that "I'm an alpha" sign on every time they get around people. Yeah, those
alpha male, not beta.
Yeah, but the strange thing is it's even happening on Discord servers and having wrenches in YouTube channels and everything else. It's quite funny how much value people put on some of them as opposed to just being there to help channels or do a bit of setup for somebody who may not be able to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like for instance, I use these wrenches, and it may not seem strategic, but it is, believe it or not. It keeps the people that I don't want the ability to say whatever they like. I want them to be policed, or they're new, and you have to be policed if you're new. Because if you come in here acting like a dumbass, talking stupid petty shit, people are gonna just kick you out, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do, which I'm dreading, and the reason I haven't, is I gotta de-wrench everyone, and then I'm only gonna wrench people with something there. You know what I mean? So I mean, I get there. A lot of people don't have any content, or they don't even. I think it's like you don't even. I don't think you even have to have a YouTube account to be in a chat. Do you? I'm not sure.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
You
have
need
to have
an
logged
account.
into YouTube.
Say it again.
You have to have logged into YouTube.
Okay, because I just want to see something, and it's not against anyone that doesn't have any content or nothing, but it's just keeps the socks counts down. I don't like the socks too much, only because it's hard to keep track, and there's a little trick they keep using that I figured out a while ago, and it's more of a pain in the ass. I have to like go in my community settings, go to the blocked section, go to my wrench section, and I gotta find the name that changed. It's weird. It's so fucking weird. I gotta do a tutorial on it because it's something people aren't seeing. I don't think. Because I'm not.
Yeah, it's just like the numbers we were talking about earlier when we were going over with the rumpus about that account that someone had made.
Yeah, exactly.
That you can dig deeper into an account just by pulling up the analytics on Google.
Oh yeah, just so everyone knows, the first thing if I miss them every once in a while, but the times I don't miss them, if you come in my chat and you don't have a wrench, I go to your channel. I pretty much have gone to every single person's channel that's in my chat right now. I'm looking through it right now. Yeah, pretty much every single one. When I was, what was it? Maybe a year ago, I was going to start doing private live streams. So you just do invites out, and even then it was like, okay, I need everyone's emails. I have a fucking catalog of 100 emails that I just never did that way of streaming, so I never used them, and I just found those 3 days ago. So there's a lot of weird quirks and things to do to be safe and all that stuff that I want to get out there. But yeah, that was the list I had for back in the day when I was a flat earther and we were getting porn bombed all the time. I literally sent out emails to 75 content creators to meet up at a hangout so I can start explaining, what we were doing and how we were going to stop it from happening. Actually, that was fun for a long time. That's how we ended up finding out who all the sock accounts were. But I used to sit.
And the one thing that I will say is,
yeah. Go ahead.
The one thing I will say is, whether you're a flat earther or a globe earther, I don't think there's any benefit to porn bombing. It just goes to show that you have no evidence for your particular side, and that's basically the best that you can do. So why?
Well, see, that's the crazy part about it, because the porn bombers, they're just sick and twisted. They got nothing else going on in life. But what is an issue, or was an issue, I don't know anymore because obviously I'm not a flat earther, but was flat earthers that were porn bombing themselves. And a lot of people heard about it, but a lot of people didn't want to admit to it. But trust me, I know for a fact at least 3 different content creators that were porn bombing themselves for publicity.
Oh my good lord! Why?
Because what ends up happening is if you have, because I'm not going to say the name until I'm ready to present, because eventually I'm going to if this person doesn't stop running. Basically what they did is they porn bombed one of their channels, one of their big channels, so that a channel that they have also made and use on a regular basis gains the subs that the first channel did. So now you have 2 channels that could become monetized and all those perks for it. It brings a sympathy card as well. When people find if a flat earther gets porn bombed, all the other flat earthers kind of band together to sub and get their other channels back up and running. So they were doing. There are a couple, I'd say 2, guaranteed 2, 3 content creators that were doing it. I know of one without a doubt because I have everything I need to know he did it. But I'm waiting for him to stop running from me before I do all that. But one of the main reasons I was involved in this and all that was because I was one of the accounts that was cloned. I'm pretty sure you guys have had to have seen my avatar porn bombing before. I have. I've been probably for the past 2.5 years. I've had a clone. I can probably name a few others that have clone accounts that just run around doing that stupid shit. The only difference is if you're inviting anyone into your. At this point, if you're inviting anyone into your hangouts without going to that go to the channel thing, or an idea, or having an anti-porn bomb button, so to speak, you're now asking for it. I don't even care.
No sympathy
when it comes. Yeah, no sympathy at all when it comes to people who use the hangouts and with no OBS. The broadcast from hangouts. It's
no protection.
Crazy. What are you doing? Travis did it the other day, and it was no big deal at all. But just that sheer pass the link to somebody thing, it's bigger than people think. For a long time, there was a place in Hangouts where all the trolls went, and they were scramble for links and just to snipe people and shit. But yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so what Travis has to remember is that there are people technically in his community, which is the Flat Earth or Globe Denying community, that will attack their own people.
Oh yeah, this is a huge. That's why I said get away from Dan. Dan does not get along with flat earthers. Every flat Earth group he gets into ends up kicking him out because he's an asshole.
Yeah, and he doesn't know how to. He doesn't know how to equate the flat Earth science into a coherent argument. Like,
yeah, he makes it all bad.
Yeah, like a couple of weeks ago, you know how Sean Hufford did the video of Dan being a dick, and there's me right at the start going, okay, so what's standard refraction? What's standard refraction? What's standard refraction? And he just kept dodging and dodging and dodging.
Oh, digital! You didn't see what I did with? I had that same encounter with him, and he came in here, showed the same video. Here's the thing: he has 4 videos that he wants everyone and anyone to see, and he considers all of them his. But you'll notice something: they're all Nat Geo excerpts, cuts, edits. It's all. That's all it is. Every time. And then what ended up happening was he comes out and we're talking about refraction and all these things, and he's like, well, no, we do the test with we don't look at any refraction. Refraction doesn't count. We don't this doesn't matter to us. We don't care. Okay, so then,
anytime over water,
and then he says
you have to account for refraction.
Oh, it gets better. It gets better. His levels are high refraction and low refraction, but not standard refraction. I asked him, Dan, what's the index of refraction? I put it this way: I have that second channel for talking shit. He's the only person I've talked shit about. That's how bad Dan is. Yeah, it was pretty bad. What's up, Jose?
Yeah,
how you doing, sir?
Hello, I'm new.
No, you're not. I thought you were going live.
Yeah, it's the new
this
Jose.
isn't Fish Guy.
Oh, it's Jose Gonzalez right here.
he's like, I thought you wrong account. Yeah,
No, it's me. I'm just new.
I thought you were going live today.
Plans. We were repairing the floor in the new house, so it's gonna be a few more days.
Oh, okay.
Maybe tomorrow, definitely not, but maybe the day after tomorrow.
Okay,
I'll try.
Maybe I should jump on in. We'll see. I doubt it. We'll see.
Wait, can I ask? Is this Earth seriously flat?
Say again?
Welcome to your Globe.
I'm gonna take that as a yes.
No,
Yeah, I
it's all right, Jose.
Okay. This is what I'm gonna
Pardon
do.
me?
We're gonna go ahead. Say it again. I'm confused. I just heard a little jabber over me. Go ahead. Say it again.
It's all right, Punchy. That's just Jose Gonzalez. It's not Earth is seriously flat.
Oh, right.
It's all right.
So somebody.
Are you sure?
Jose, be good.
And that's the other thing.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Like I honestly, a lot of the flat earthers, aside from like the big ones, I don't know their voices. So I've only heard a couple of voices from time to time. Then I've heard other people say that, oh, this is this particular person. So sometimes
Jose is an ex-flat earther.
Yes.
Hi, Chris. I'm Jose, and I used to be a flat earther.
Oh, that's
Hi, Jose.
I'm sorry. Well, the reason I thought that was because last time, wait, did I say Jose? I thought I said, sorry. I thought that I said that Earth is seriously flat. I thought that's who it was.
Yeah, we heard you on that part, but then we were just letting you know that he may sound like a flat earther, but it's because he was one. I was one as well. Me and Jose we're the only ex-flat earthers that are still around.
Yeah. Well, that's
Chris,
good.
do you know Conspiracy Cats, right, Chris? You follow him? Glober, he is a teacher, school teacher. If you know, search for Conspiracy Cats channel and watch his latest video, and you're gonna find me there and see how I operate.
Hey, Jose, your early stuff, you did sound almost exactly like Earth is seriously flat.
Yeah.
When you were going over it on your channel the other day, I was like, holy crap! You could like put them right next to each other and you wouldn't be able to tell.
Ooh, scary.
He hasn't been around that often, but I think he came in a week ago. He came in for or a couple of days ago for like 5 seconds and left. But after that, he's been over
he showed us the inside of his creeper van.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait. That was also the same time he debunked himself with the sunset sunrise. Remember, he had the 3D topo map.
Yeah.
And he did a crappy version of it. We ended up having Carlos do it at that one night, but I'm gonna do a much better presentation of that, because that was, again, there's so much that it's just.
H&G, Multi-Tonton is in the chat. Maybe he want to jump in and we all step out. I'll leave you the channel to talk to Multi-Tonton.
I'll kick Tom, I'll kick everyone out of here, because remember, you called me out and you've been running, and I'd like to get this over with, because
Tom won't come on. He won't come on. He won't. He's been called.
But you know what? Multi-Tonton will probably say he's busy, he's working, but he will be the whole show in the chat. Don't worry about it.
The whole time. Yeah, Tom is, that's what I was going to say. Only a select few have ever heard multi-Tom debate, but it is special. It is.
I'll bet.
It is very special. It's like
he had a go. He had a go with Jim Panda in my channel the day that Sleeping Water was supposed to debate George Nashik. So it was Sleeping Water and George Nashik is the title of the show, but Sleeping Water came in 2 hours late, Riley. So in the first 2 hours, Jim Panda joined. They start talking about the moon, and Multi-Tonton jumped in, and it was like half an hour. Multi and Jim Panda one-on-one, bro. You gotta hear that shit. Hilarious.
Multi comes with like the most craziest shit you could think of, and then puts it on top of shit.
I'll just ask you define special.
Before he leaves, Earth is seriously flat. Can I ask you one question?
He's not really here.
Yeah, you gotta say it. You gotta say it right for Multi-Tonton. First, it's Multi-Dim-Dim, and he's special.
But wait. Chris Puncher is confused. You really think I am Earth is seriously flat, right, Chris? Damn, that's crazy.
Well, no, but the way that you were speaking,
Earth is seriously not flat. It's not here, Punchy. It's just Jose. Okay,
no,
he's not.
But the way that he was speaking before, he sounded exactly like him. I hope I don't come off too racist when I say that.
No, it's alright. No. I hear that. I mean, speaking the accent and stuff. I was
gonna say when I hear you speak now, I notice a difference. But before, when you were actually trying to do that, for me it was like spot on. I was like, holy shit, that's.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome to your Globe-ortion.
We had a good beginning. Now we're going to go back to the topic, these conspiracies, because I like doing this, because remember, I still am a conspiracy theorist. I did leave Flat Earth, but I did not leave that behind. And one of the things that I hear a lot are a lot of these, that's not possible, or that's not happening, and kind of brings a warm, fuzzy like feeling in my stomach, because I get to go, yay, conspiracy talk. I wasn't gonna. This wasn't the point of it, but now that you're here, Channel, thank you. Channel is because the other day we were talking about the horns in the sky, and your claim is that it was a hoax. Right? Am I saying anything wrong so far?
Are you talking to me?
The what in the sky?
Yes. The horns in the sky. So for a long time, or it's probably past over 10 years, I'd say, there have been reports of a horn sound, like a trumpet almost, long bellow in the sky. Well, I know over my research, I've ended up coming to the conclusion that it was HARP, using the frequencies that they put in the ionosphere. Based on the fact that if a frequency at the right, we'll say, angle, or atmospheric conditions would basically perform as a speaker, in my opinion, and that's what I believe those sounds are from. Well, Channel Q says that there are hoax. And you kind of
the thing is there's any number of things that can cause. I know exactly what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. There's any number of things that can cause those kind of sounds and those frequencies. There's so many different options. It's endless. So to create a conspiracy out of it is really kind of like very broad and a bit difficult to actually sort of pin down. So I really can't see it being a conspiracy.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I don't even think it's a conspiracy. I think because, or in my opinion, because we know HARP does use their technology for frequencies and using it into the ionosphere for radio waves and, you know, blocking yada yada yada. But the reality to me is when you're using frequencies with the amount of energy that you're using, it's not unbelievable at all that it could do that.
But the thing is, yeah, it's not unbelievable. No, I understand what you're saying. But the thing is, you've got to ask your question is as to why would they do that? I mean, what would it actually be doing to a human being? Those sounds. I mean, there's nothing recorded or documented as to what harm or what it's actually doing to any human beings. So you've got to ask your question as to why would they do that? That'd be the overriding.
Well, but I don't think any tests have been done if these frequencies are messing up with our brains, because you know, with like high electromagnetic frequency is many of the times what people think they see ghosts and stuff. So maybe with these sound frequencies, it may be messing up with our brains in some way, but I'm just making shit up.
Yeah,
Not really, but it could be something. You know?
I think
Jose's conspiracy.
I don't think there's a conspiracy that it's affecting people. I think it's more people don't know anything about HARP or the things they're doing. So this
what you're saying though, Ozzie, though, if you're talking about super high frequency that are supposed to actually be able to mess with your brain, right? Mm-hmm. The audible, the frequencies that we can actually hear across the whole spectrum is actually pretty narrow. Well, it's not narrow, but it will be a frequency that we can't actually hear if that's the case. So in which case, if you're hearing sounds and it sounds coming from the sky or wherever you are, then it's not what you think it is, or it's not what you're. There have been studies.
Yeah. There have been studies with different frequencies that we can hear, and that will incite your, for example, appetite or thirst, or you arouse you and shit. It has been. I have seen documentaries like that. Sound frequencies can make you, act.
Well, they use
control your mind, surely.
No, not for mind control, but they use like sonic weapons. We talked about this the other day. They use this stuff for crowd control. I think they probably use it in wartime situations, but it's very known that they use it for crowd control in certain situations.
But I know exactly what you're talking about. But again, you won't be able to hear that.
No,
they use it for crowd control quite often. Things like making people's, and it won't affect everybody, by the way. Will it affect sometimes their bowels and things like that? They'll empty their bowels.
So some frequency sounds wouldn't make you sleepy. Some frequency sounds wouldn't make you sleepy, for example.
But again, you're unlikely to hear them. That's the thing. Those frequencies you're not going to hear. It could either be ultra low or very high, and you're just not going to hear them. Or
it could be a deep frequency that you hear, and it make you young and like meditate and make you go freaking sleepy. Yes, it doesn't have to be that you don't have to hear it, man.
No.
Hey guys, I've got to disappear.
If you think about it, okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
just going to say goodbye and keep the conspiracies alive, Sean.
Yes, sir.
Because we need them. Because we need something to talk about.
Absolutely. Have a good one, Digital.
But if you think about,
I'll catch up with you later.
Yep.
All right, Digital. See you later. If you think about this carefully, okay, right? If you're talking about these are frequencies that you can actually hear, then these things will be affecting us on a daily basis because we're hearing those frequencies from all over the place. Everywhere you go, we're hearing those sounds. So if it's something to do to actually control you, then it's going to be frequency you cannot hear. It just makes sense. It stands to reason because otherwise we'll be affected all the time by all kinds of.
Why are you saying control? Why are you thinking just control?
Well, no, because I know with these conspiracies, it's a lot of these conspiracy theories think it's actually something to do with mind control or some sort of bodily control or affect somebody in some way or other.
Well, for that one, the one we were just talking about has nothing to do with that. I don't think any of that stuff. I don't think what I'm talking about has anything to do with it. But I
ask you. So to agree with Casual Spaceman, the reason that he's saying control is because if control wasn't if that wasn't what they're aiming for, what's the other point? Just to piss us off?
Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't say. I'm not necessarily saying mind control necessarily, but you were talking about crowd control earlier on, though, and that's control. It wouldn't necessarily be controlling their minds, but it would have had effect on their bodies in some way. But do you see what I'm saying? So, you know, we hear audible frequencies on a daily basis all day and every day, you know, all the way from the highest to the lowest, but they're still audible. So if it is something to do with any kind of bodily control or mind control, it's got to be something that we can't hear. So therefore, those sounds that are actually hearing is not affecting you the way that some people think they are. Do you understand what I'm saying?
The casual spaceman. So all the frequencies that we hear from the highest to the lowest, I'm not talking about the one we don't hear. You're saying all of these do not affect the body whatsoever or the mind.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Right, okay, we're going to go, right, let's rewind a little bit. We were talking about a little while ago about these sounds that people were recording that we didn't know what they were, correct? That's what we were talking about before. Right? Then those, that you can hear them. You can hear those in the sky, correct? We can hear them.
Yes.
There's the ones they're talking about. So there's conspiracies out there that believe that frequency that they're actually hearing is affecting them in some sort of way and using it as some sort of control. I've heard these conspiracy theories.
I hear you saying,
what I'm saying is that so we hear those kinds of frequencies every single day. The ones that we hear and the ones early on we were talking about that people were recording. If it's some sort of control, you're not going to hear them. You're not going to know they exist.
Oh, yeah. Nope, I don't think
so. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. What I get out of this is that you're thinking too much on trying to debunk conspiracy. Try to let me finish, please. Not interrupt, even if you disagree with me, please. Not trying to debunk a conspiracy, but you're thinking too much of debunking these conspiratorial thoughts about mind control and body control. I know Sean brought the topic, and I love it. I would love to talk about this, but try to get your mind out of the gutter a little bit, Fashion Spaceman, and let's talk about it. What could realistically mean, and don't bring it down this conspiratorial route deep into the rabbit hole.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. This isn't really at all about any of that kind of stuff. I definitely would like to get into that eventually at some point, but just for the beginning of this, it's more. I'm trying to do right now. Hey, Jose. So I'm happy you're here. So when you share your audio with the Meet Hangout, when you keep saying that you have to mute yourself, are you muting the what do you call it, the audio, what do you call it, the voice meter, your mic there?
I don't have voice meter whatsoever.
Oh, okay.
I got two mutes. I got one for OBS, which is and then the actual Google Meet. So if I mute myself for Google Meets, YouTube will still hear me through OBS. So I say I'm gonna mute myself. So I press the mute on Hangout and I press my hotkey for the OBS. But I don't have voice meter whatsoever. I just run two audios, one for the whole desktop. Anything is presenting on the browser, which is Google Meets, and then the other audio is my audio from my microphone through OBS.
Oh, okay. So when you share the sound, you're just opening your speaker. You're just.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yep. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll play the sounds real quick because I don't want to show it, but I can definitely make it so you guys can hear it. All right. So give me a second, and we'll play it.
Yeah, then in the microphone you hit communication. Oosh, I shut up.
Hello.
Hello, good to hear you.
I said, how are you?
Hello, all is good. Good to hear you.
Chad, are you playing noises? Or is it
Well,
something?
get on there. I've got to watch.
I think it's playing the harp sound. Those sounds, the horn sounds.
That didn't sound like a horn. That sounded like somebody dragging a bucket.
I'm sorry. Oh, you're me now. Okay.
Es como un barco, como dice. Con todo. Ay, qué miedo.
Why are you just playing the sounds?
Well, I was gonna ask, is there a video to go with this, or is it just?
No, he's just playing the sounds. Listen.
Oh.
Airplane, I'll be quiet.
All of those sounds don't even sound the same.
Dogs are going crazy.
It's like people learned how to create feedback with their iPhone.
I can find a lot more, but these are the ones I had like already on my file still. So
that's some weird sounding stuff.
Yeah, and you said something, Channel, that actually is exactly why I feel the way I do. You said that that it sounds different, and if it's gonna be from if you're hearing it from different places, it's gonna sound different at those different different vantage points. You know what I mean?
Wait, dude, I've lived on all different sides and different places from a train yard, and everywhere the train yard sound like the train yard, yo. It sound like a lot of those noises.
Okay, but what about that place like in Alberta, Canada, where there are no trains?
There are no train yards in
Yeah,
Alberta.
Pagan,
You definitely want to tell me there are no train yards in all of Alberta, Canada.
I live in Canada. We don't have a single train yard. What the hell is a train?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, it could be any number of things that are causing those noises. How they reverberate around, I don't know enough about it, but it could be anything, absolutely anything.
I think it's a bit of a stretch to go from something's making a noise to somebody is making a noise.
How many heart facilities are there in Alberta, Canada, Sean?
One, in Alaska, one.
But Sean,
It's
heart,
not Alberta.
heart transmits at 3 megahertz up to about 10 megahertz. That's orders of magnitude above what the human ear can hear, or what a microphone can record.
What I'm thinking is that it's when they're bouncing it. Couldn't there be something that comes, a reverb from it or something?
I don't know of any mechanism technically that would cause that.
What do you mean? So it'd be like saying if that were the case, we'd hear random radio sounds in the sky too. Then.
Yeah, okay. You'd hear it all the time. I mean, you got AM radio. Well, AM radio's below that frequency range, but you got all kinds of radio transmissions going on in the 3 to 10 megahertz range all around you all the time.
Big Blue, can I just clarify something? I was under the impression that audible range is something like 20 to 20,000 hertz or 20 kilohertz.
If you can hear 20 kilohertz, you have exceptional hearing. Yes.
Okay, that's a general thing. So, as I understand it, you were talking about the HARP project. Well, that operates somewhere, according to this here, it's 2.8 to 10 megahertz. That's millions of hertz.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Way out of any kind of audible range. So
no, I can hear in that range. That's my range.
What, megahertz? I don't think so.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Hey, what's up, Chris? Okay, so let me pose this question then. Then what could it be if we're trying to figure out what it is?
Aliens.
Train yards.
Well, I think that's the biggest question. I mean, rather than why, we start off with what starts.
Or how about this? Let's think about this. It's a video. Who is to say that he didn't add that noise in after the video was shot?
Which is where I started.
That's what Chelsea was saying. But the problem I have is that there's 10 years worth of videos. It's not just a random one or certain ones that are coming up.
How many years worth of Bigfoot videos are there, Sean?
Of actual footage
How
of
many years worth
Bigfoot?
of Flat Earth videos are there,
I'd say
Sean?
less. I'd say a lot less still.
Well, first off,
You can't say just because you see a video and hear a sound that it's an actual video of a sound.
Oh, you're right. But the way you made it seem as if it was a hoax, it would usually be hoaxes are usually in time period, like a timeline. It's not going to be over that, certainly that long. But it's not something that's just hit the internet one day and then left. It's just documented.
Like, it sounds like this can be made from water lines under pressure, from hot and cold, from water towers, from train yards, from boat yards.
So many things.
From hurricanes in the distance in another state.
100%. Well, I don't know about that one, but
well, on top of that, even because for my job, I drive trucks, and sometimes when it's windy and the wind's going in the proper direction, I can hear the wind bounce off of the back of the trailers, and it almost makes like a woo kind of noise, because that's just the way that the air makes the noise. So literally, something that you would think wouldn't make noise can make noise, and if it is making noise in the proper direction and the proper distance, I don't think it would be hard to believe that the air could make that noise travel to where you are, because on top of that too, sound moves very slowly, and it needs a medium. It's not like light, whereas light does it can bend, whereas sound acts quite a bit differently if you think about it.
I as far as I thought, I seemed to thought it was a good explanation for what it was. But something's got to be doing it. I don't think it's a hoax. I think it's been too long.
I don't think it's a hoax.
I think these
I think people are
videos
actually
recording
hearing it.
noises in the sky and going, "Oh, what is this? This is the seven trumpets of Armageddon or harp or whatever." That's a hoax.
Okay, I believe that.
Okay, the sounds are being created by real world shit, dude. That's out there that makes noises.
Well, can I ask one
But
question?
when people point a camera at the sky, I've watched these videos. I've watched people record the sky and catch somebody else, just a bypasser, and the bypasser isn't going, "What the hell's that noise coming from the sky?" They're walking by like nothing's going on.
But none of the videos none of the clips that I showed that.
Well, show me a video of like 100 people in the street stopping to go, "What the fuck is that trumpet noise coming from the sky?" That's a little more
I was
believable.
gonna say too. I agree with her. I was gonna say the one thing I was gonna say is I can't say if it's a hoax or not. I don't personally know. None of us do. But if you say that you think it's not a hoax, why do you think it's not a hoax? Not to be a jerk, just legitimately curious is all.
I'll tell you why it's not a hoax, because no one's actually making any claims of what it is. When people do hoax stuff, there's usually a claim behind it. These are videos.
The claim is that it's the seven
wait
trumpets
a minute,
of
I'm
Armageddon,
talking,
or in
I'm
John's
talking.
case, it's harp.
Oh, Jesus.
So there is a claim.
Yeah,
I'm just correcting you.
I'll say it. Okay, but how about this?
See.
In those guides, then what can make that sound? Could something be like an electromagnetic?
You thing is, Sean, you can speculate. You can have a stream that could go on for days, and you can keep speculating all the time as to what it is.
Shout out to DKG. He
Might be
almost
able
got
to
the
make
whole
that
sentence
sound
out.
with my hand in my armpit.
There's too many
Was
things.
that-
Too many things that can cause those things to actually make those noises. Just way too many.
Yeah, Jose, how you doing? I haven't shut up since I got into this stream, have I?
But you gotta. Well, that's kind of how you get to where you figure out what it is, isn't it? Asking those questions, trying to figure out those things.
I love it.
Oh no, nothing wrong with asking the questions. It's just that they don't jump to conclusions is all. That's what I would say.
Well,
You just gotta keep pushing through, DK. If you want to get to the end of the sentence, you gotta push through it, man.
Oh, and I'll say this one thing, and DK, I'll make sure the floor is yours. I can make a claim as if like I did with it being HARP. It's more about, well, once you get to the evidence and the ideas how things work, if it's not correct, then you gotta throw it out. And if it's like I'm thinking now, like Blue was saying, Blue said, you know, if it's like I was thinking, then that would be like saying if, you know, the radio waves in the sky hit the right piece of atmosphere, I'm going to hear the radio in the sky, and that's not how it works. So that now means, okay, well, if that's not how it works, then what I was thinking about HARP doesn't work. Okay, now I want to see where else I can go with it. I want to know what else it could be. I want to come to the right conclusion. But
at the same time too, though. Sorry, I mean, I heard you best to say. At the same time too, though. How do you know it's not all just made up and they didn't film it and then just overlay sound over it?
Okay, well, that would for me would be it wasn't a viral thing. It's not something that went viral one day and then went away the next. It's been going on for about 10 years, so it'd be less than likely that all those videos are all hoax.
So I have a question, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
From those 10 years, are most of these videos made by somebody out in an isolated location, or are there similar videos from people in a population centre?
Both.
Most of them are for British Columbia, Canada.
There's a lot of them are like the Midwest. I saw a few that were from Mexico, South America. For the most part, it was pretty mixed.
Seen a bunch of them from Chicago.
It's been all over the place.
Yeah.
Right. So one thing that I seen
A bunch of them from
a couple of
Croatia
years
too.
was where the wind, the effect of the wind coming past a specific building in the UK, I can't remember where it was actually making strange noises because of the design of the building, and therefore I would suggest that potentially a noise from somewhere else is hitting off some sort of structure to cause that noise at the same time, at a particular time when the wind's coming at it from a particular direction, because that was what they found in the building in the UK.
Yeah. Well.
No, we're just speculating, Sean. How are you going to go about figuring out what it is? First, you can figure out where exactly the video is being filmed from and what direction the sound is coming from. Then you need to get out a map to figure out what kinds of industrial machinery, if there's a train yard, if there's a water tower, if there's any creaky bridges. I mean, really, dude, like in a certain mile radius, because we're talking about a really loud sound. So it could be coming from pretty far away. And that's how you're going to find out what it really is.
I had a thought just a little bit ago.
You have to go on location and listen for it too. You can do that.
I'm willing to do that, channel.
I had a thought.
And hunt down the mysterious sky trumpet.
I wonder how close all these people are to an oil pipeline or something like that. Because Alberta, Canada has a bunch of a large amount of oil pipeline running through it. Especially out there in the middle of nowhere. So it'd be kind of interesting with how they're building and refurbishing these pipelines and stuff.
Well, even from the point of view of as they pass the pigs through the pipelines as well, could potentially be causing a resonance frequency as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking was pigging the line.
Here's another question. What's it sound like when two glaciers rub together, Sean? No, it sounds a lot like this sound is.
No, also I have it. I don't have it pulled up, but I was looking at it a second ago. No, actually, there was a sound in the ocean that made them go, "What the hell is that?" And I guess it was like glaciers breaking and shit like that. I think you talked about it yesterday. I think I remember.
Sky whales. That's what it is.
Oh no! I hope we can be followed by a bowl of petunias, guys.
Yep.
Well, the funny thing is, when I hear thunder, I always assume it's angels bowling.
No, why?
We're hearing sky whales. That's got to be
Yes, that's all. That's the only possible thing that there can be.
You're gonna get that guy in here who talks about the waters above and the waters below. Don't start.
good.
Yeah. Well, what about the fucking waters in between? How about them? No one thought about their feelings.
Hey, Sean.
No,
Sean,
they drug all
I've
that
dropped-
out and turned it into spring water until there was none left.
I've dropped a link into the chat. You might be interested in. It's got the World Hum Map database.
World Hum.
The world of what?
Basically, talking about the sounds in the mysterious sounds.
I don't believe you.
Some people, man, they're like, we need a database for sound.
Info. It's Dr. Macpherson's research blog.
Okay, but is this like a conspiracy thing, or is it like at the end of the page
No.
you go like, "Ha, gotcha"?
Hey, look! You've got the sexiest man alive here. You've already been porn bombed. This is an information project that's actually looking into this.
Oh wow!
Well, can I ask one question quickly?
No, that was already a question.
Well, you got me there. I can't argue that. But I was gonna say honestly, no, not that Sean G is a flat earther, because from what I've heard, I don't know much about him, but he's a recovering flat earther, and he's still a conspiracy theorist, but he's slowly finding his way. But can I ask you this? And no, I'm not. When I say this, I'm not saying that you necessarily think this. I'm just saying that a lot of conspiracy theorists think this way. How come if a video seems to support your narrative, you'll accept it without question, but if it doesn't go with it, you'll just deny it without question?
Well, personally, for this one, well, I know. I'll just let you know on this one. No, I've done so much. There's different things that Harp has done and have that would make me want to basically lead me to that, but it doesn't have to be that at all. If anything, I want it to change, because if I'm right about everything, then I guess it's not even a conspiracy, because then what am I really finding out? But to me, it's more about where things lead you to. I mean, again, there's only so, if it's a serious thing that the government doesn't want us to know about, how much am I actually going to be able to find? You know what I mean?
Well, and again, that's why I tried to phrase it the way that I did. Like I said, I'm not saying that that you're right or that you're wrong. I'm not saying that other people are right or they're wrong. I mean, with certain things with the flat Earth, we damn well know it's not flat. With other things, I could tell you that I don't think that it is what they're saying, but I couldn't guarantee it to you. But what I'm saying is, with again, not you necessarily, but with other conspiracy theorists, they'll always say, "Oh, I've seen a video, therefore it's true." But then someone else can show them a video with the exact opposite message, and they'll say, "No, that's just all CGI lies, NASA lies, government lies, etc., etc." And that's kind of where that's what I was curious about.
No, I see what you're saying. I agree 100%. Because remember, here's the thing. I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I like to consider myself a fact-based one. Like, my conspiracies are driven through something, and I have more than just, trust me, YouTube is the last place I use as a reference. It's more of a visual aid, if anything, only. But it's very difficult to be a conspiracy theorist these days. For instance, my biggest research is geoengineering, weather modification. Well, imagine if I don't believe in chemtrails and I have to now compete with people that are talking about chemtrails and nanobots and Morgellons disease. It's very difficult for me to get my information out. And at the same time, I still got to weed out all the information I may have that had anything to do with that, for that matter. So, it's one of those things, like, I really try to do my due diligence when it comes to conspiracies. I put it this way: I went from HARP was trying to control the weather to understanding that HARP isn't an agency for one aspect of it, but for the next thing, it's has nothing to do with controlling weather as a weapon. That's not HARP. HARP doesn't do that. That's not how it works.
The chemtrails do that.
Of course. But then at the same time, the government used to spray a lot of stuff in the sky to see what it does. Matter of fact, NASA, NOAA, they all spray stuff in the sky for good reasons. And I think they're good reasons. When you see those charts that tell us how much smog or carbon dioxide or pretty much any aerosol that's in the sky, particulate.
We don't have the intellect to possibly know the consequences of any of the actions that we take now.
Oh, sure we do. We have
We have never proven we have the foresight.
What does computer modeling do?
I don't know what computer modeling does, but what I'm telling you
Gives us
is
foresight.
we've never been able to accurately predict the consequences of any actions we've taken in the altering of our environment.
Well, I was
Right.
put in the proper whatchamacallit, the proper like postulates for it. Like as long as you can say, we know how fast the wind is blowing, we know what the wind at this particular point consists of, in terms of like how thick it is, how many of the molecules will catch on the wind, and how thick it is, and where it's going to come from, and where it's going to go to, and how fast.
You got this, John. You got a mainstream puppet in the house. I like it.
Oh no, I never once said it was wrong. I mean, I don't agree with you. I never said it's wrong. I'm just saying I agree. I don't think that we can predict all that to that amount of accuracy.
Is there so much echo?
Well, yeah, I'm looking at the. Hang on. Just see who.
It was. Sorry, that was me. That's why I muted.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. What was I gonna say?
I'm not sure.
You guys were talking about. What were we saying about the Evan? You don't see enough what? My apologies. I'll try to do 6 things.
I said the human race lacks the intellect to accurately predict the consequences of any actions it takes in altering our environment.
Okay, but if we know one thing will happen if we do this, then how is that the case?
One thing leads to another, leads to another, Sean. We spend most of our time trying to correct the things that we damaged doing the things we wanted to do.
Well, it depends on.
Yeah, I fully agree with that.
About how they want to go
fully
about
agree
it.
with that.
And then sometimes correcting that damage creates other damage we have to correct.
Yeah, and then on top of that, we have to correct that.
We
have to correct that. It's
again, it depends on the money, on the motives of what they're doing, because there's ways of quote unquote, solving carbon missions, but do they have to make money doing it, or?
But then there's always the potential that whatever they're telling you isn't the truth. Like recycling. They told you that there was going to be these great recycling programs, and really they're just dumping garbage in Malaysia and setting it on fire.
I don't think they're all doing that, but okay.
Well, Australia was doing that, and other people have done it too.
Well, all I
places.
can say for sure is I don't know for sure what goes on with recycling. I've heard different things. I personally have not looked into it enough to know, but all I can say is if recycling is that bad, then me throwing my recycling into the garbage won't make a fucking difference. So either way, whatever I put into is not going to make a fucking difference. If recycling is that bad, from what they're trying to say.
Okay.
Who's they? I said it.
Yeah, I'm referring to you.
I'm not a they.
No, I know that, but I'm saying what you were saying. I'm not saying that you're in the wrong. I'm saying if recycling is as bad as you say.
And Australia had a recycling program where they exported their plastic waste to a factory in Malaysia that burned it. And Malaysia got mad.
The problem is that doesn't even make sense. It costs too much.
No, it's... I don't think you understand. No, it doesn't cost too much to do that.
Yes, but Q, was that the understanding of the the people in Australia that were getting the waste transported, or the decision of somebody in Malaysia to burn it as a quick way to turn profit?
How are you going to turn profit by burning your product?
Because they charge by the ton to take the waste.
Yeah, the people in Malaysia bought it, from Australia.
Okay, because I'll look into it, but here in the UK, regardless of whether it's a
the problem
reusable waste, you are still charged for it by the companies who recycle it and dispose of it.
The problem is that we decided to start a recycling of plastics, program or endeavor, but we didn't stop making new plastics. So the plastics market got flooded. So then these people who bought all these plastics, recycled plastics, cheap, thinking they're going to get in the plastic market, ended up having no place to sell it. So then they burned it in fields in Malaysia.
All of it?
Not all of it, but a lot of it. Enough for Malaysia to get mad. Actually address Australia and ask them and tell them they can't send any more garbage to their country.
What kind of contract did they have to do that?
There was no international contract. It wasn't between the governments. It was between the private recycling Australia.
To import a waste product into a country, you need contracts. You have to go through your departments of environment and everything else to have the appropriate licenses to do those activities.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I can't sell steel I have to China. Like I have to go through their authorities.
Well, steel is probably going to be different than recycled plastics, but I mean, I could pull up the report.
Same type of situation.
I think I'm mistaken.
You still need permits and permissions to do it.
Well, maybe they do have a permit to
I would like to make a little
import
disclaimer.
Plant of plastic product, and maybe they are permitted, but then maybe after they got their permits, they stopped acting in a lawful manner and burned a bunch of garbage because they didn't have any place to keep it, and they couldn't sell it.
I would like to make a quick point that when people say I'm a conspiracy theorist, don't confuse that with being a conspirator. Like everything is a conspiracy and everything is onto you and they're watching you and they're looking at you. Being a conspiracy theorist is nothing wrong with that.
Okay, but Jose, in my defense, Sean is over here trying to make me think that a fucking satellite dish is blowing trumpets, and then I'm telling him that Australia sold plastic to Malaysia and it was burned, and he don't believe me. I don't understand.
I didn't say I didn't believe you. I just hadn't heard about it. When did I say I didn't believe
I know
you?
nobody hears about it. That's why I'm informing y'all.
Thank you.
I did.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Recycling isn't always what it claims to be. You really need to look into it. You need to know.
And changing information if we're not aware and it's interesting. People will research it there.
Well, name one industry that is exactly the way it's supposed to be.
Well, I was gonna say though, when it comes to
I'm not full of shit. If you tell me something, I'll look into it. I'm not gonna just say it's wrong. The Malaysian government will send up to 100 tons of Australian plastic waste back, or because it was too contaminated to recycle, but will not yet name the companies responsible.
That's just one incident. That doesn't even include.
Just one source. Yeah.
That's not even the story where the company burned it all in the woods, and it's different companies that have done it.
Well, and I was gonna say too on top of that, when you guys with what you were saying before, I would say that there is a difference between a conspiracy theorist and an actual skeptic. Because when I hear the word conspiracy theorist or the phrase, when I hear that phrase, I just think person who denies everything unless they see it on the internet. When I hear skeptic, I think someone who actually takes the time to properly research what they're going to say and their ideas.
I don't know if you've noticed, but the internet is trying to make a genre out of conspiracy theorists. So it's trying to make it like a sci-fi or horror. Those are genres, right, for entertainment of whatever. So what they've tried to do now is make a genre out of conspiracy theories. So it's got certain things that are associated to it, certain colors, certain
piling
symbols,
everybody on it. Yep.
certain stories. So then it's just a new form of fantasy. You see what I'm saying? So it's just people who like to fantasize about real life events. And that's the conspiracy theory genre.
Pretty much. Like I said, I think all of us can agree that people in power, they can be corrupt and they can do shitty things. No one would ever argue that for a second. But if you're gonna say something incredibly insane, like not you, let's say, like not you, Sean, but like other people like who say that without even thinking about it and without even thinking of the repercussions and thinking what would have to go on to cover that up. It's like if you say you're a flat earther, I'll be the first to say you're incredibly stupid because. Again, it's not just the conspiracy theory itself. It's all that has to go into to keep that conspiracy theory going.
It's getting dangerous, brother, for the conspiracy theories, for the skeptics, because some people call it conspiracy theories, some you call it skeptics. Okay, it's getting dangerous because now everybody is getting piled up in the same boat with the flat earthers. That's the key, and it's getting really dangerous for the real people that question the reality where we live in. You know.
But hold up, okay, I'm not talking about you here because I don't know you personally. But when I don't know other people personally either. I'm just saying from the arguments that I've heard them say, it's they're not so much questioning as just questioning it intellectually dishonestly. Like they'll question it, but for them that question is proof. It's not the fact that that's a question. They just say, "Oh, well, how can this happen?" And for them, that's, oh, that's right there. That just proves exactly what we know about science.
Sean, try that link I just shared. It's exactly what you're looking for.
I agree with you, Chris. You're right, Chris. Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Like, again, nothing wrong with being skeptical. I have no issue with that because, like I said before, anyone in their right mind wouldn't say that everyone's perfect. People in power are corrupt. People that aren't in power are corrupt. People are just sometimes pieces of shit. It doesn't matter how much money they make or what position they have. People just do shitty things. And if they get money on top of that, they'll be even shittier sometimes. It happens. We all get it. What I'm saying though is if you're truly a skeptic, you're not going to watch a YouTube video and you're not going to say to yourself, well, holy shit, I can't debunk this, therefore it must be true. What you're going to do is you're going to watch a video on YouTube and think to yourself, well, you know what? I can't personally answer that. So rather than make my opinion right now, I'm going to look into it more, and I'm going to learn why.
Some people might say you're monologuing. Some people might say you're preaching. Just saying.
Pardon me?
Some of us might say you are monologuing. Some of us might say you are preaching, brother.
Whatever. Semantics, right? I don't care.
Have I sufficiently sourced my point at this point, Sean? I've given you 4 links that all tell you the same thing about different places.
Oh, no. With this Malaysia thing? Oh, I'm looking into it.
No, it's not all about Malaysia. It's about recycling in many different places, and they all have the same issues.
Okay. Well, no. I wasn't saying you were wrong. I have no idea.
I know, but I'm just telling you, did I source it enough for you?
Absolutely.
They know this shit they do is illegal, dude. They don't care. They don't care about permits. They don't care, dude. I don't know what world you think we live in.
Oh, no. I know that shit's going on, but I mean, you gotta...
We're willing to break the law to get your plastic. We're willing to break the law. See, so what good is it to have laws or ideas? See, because somebody is just going to make it be some garbage anyways.
That's why banning guns is stupid.
I don't want to go there, Carlos.
Well, you just said it. I mean, there's laws, but people don't follow it. Just
it's already illegal to murder people, Carlos, isn't it?
What?
Isn't it already illegal to murder people?
Exactly. So banning guns is pointless. People will find a way to. Only the people who follow the law.
Only the people who obey the law will be the ones who have no guns.
Okay. Correct. Actually, you know what, Channel? I actually have a story for you that you will probably be just as disgusted as I was. So, I used to work along the border, and along the border there are little gullies, valleys, and stuff. And what happens is Border Patrol loses, the people that are trying to get across. They lose them in those little valleys and stuff. So for about 5 years, me and my father were contracted to basically fill those in. Well,
give me a second.
One of those areas that we were doing had a it was like a sewer grate, but it was probably about 18 feet tall in diameter. I mean, and it was ridiculous.
They do graffiti on it.
So what? A little bit. What happened is one of the runs that my uncle started bringing in had a lot of rubber and a lot of copper and just like a lot of stuff, recyclable stuff in it. Border Patrol would like literally let a crowd of like 100 go out there, and they start letting them recycle and everything for about an hour, and then, as random as it is, they would come down with they'd be sitting at the hill watching, and all of a sudden they just run down there, and it was like the last 5 people were screwed, and they were getting arrested. And I watched that shit happen for like 3 weeks, and I recorded it one time. It got caught recording it and threatened. So, yeah, that's some bullshit there too. And they do that kind of shit all the time along the border. Huh?
You mean they're letting people in?
Yeah, they were letting people come across because I was on the American side, let them do all that recycling crap. And then after they had their coffee and donuts or whatever, they would go down and rally everyone up. And then the last 5 that were leaving back to cross back under, they would arrest them.
Is this from the Mexico side?
Yeah, coming from Mexico.
So they're just scrappers. They were just temporarily grabbing some trash and then taking the trash back to Mexico?
Yep. And the Border Patrol was letting them do it.
From the U.S.?
Yep, because they sit up on a hill and allow the 50 to 100 come over, come through that little sewer vent, the sewer grate, pick through it for like an hour, and then they come down and bust, and then, you know how everyone runs back into Mexico?
Why is there all this garbage over here?
Yeah, that's because they allow that kind of shit too. Trust me, I know it's not all legit.
So let people come in there and dump shit there?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
How dare those guys steal our garbage?
Well, that was the thing. It was like, if you're gonna let them do it, and let everyone go the fuck back. Because not one person was trying to like cross the border and get into the U.S. They were just all picking up scraps, and then Border Patrol will get the last ones that didn't make it in time.
I don't see what this has to do with this plastic issue.
So whose fault is that? I mean, who's to blame here?
Border Patrol.
Why?
For allowing them to do that. And
who was breaking the law?
Border Patrol, or the people crossing the border.
Well, there you go.
Well, here's the thing. They were allowing them to. Okay, then why didn't they secure that sewer grate and then patrol right there?
That is an excellent question. But to say that they were the ones on the wrong.
Okay, well, if you allow them, if every day you allow them to come over and start picking for recycling, then you're giving them the idea that they're allowed to do it. And not one of them that I ever witnessed try to run. It was all just for recycling, and then pick off the last 5.
You know what? That right there is the perfect example of why I agree that they should build a wall. Because if we just leave them open, that's just allowing people to say, "Hey, you can just come over. You may or may not get caught."
No,
and it's not.
You don't need a wall. You just need a fence to make it harder for them and patrol it.
I'm just saying that analogy that there applies to the reason why they're building the wall. We don't know anything about it. It's just open doors. People come in. You may or may not get caught.
They're not building walls. Trump's not building a wall for that purpose. He's building a wall to make it look good, so he can make people think.
Wall at all.
I know, and it's all crap. I've seen it. I've seen 20 miles of that brand new wall. It ain't shit.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not being racist. I'm Hispanic. Remember, I can't be racist.
That's right, Carlos. Stop it.
I'll leave it at that.
Well, I think the issue is that, first off, Border Patrol, they only have so many people in the Border Patrol. They're understaffed as it is to patrol that much of an area. So for them to have a target, they probably get a bonus or something like that for busting people. So I mean, picking those people off, yeah, why not?
But that's the thing. But they funnel them. They're funneled. They know exactly where they're going to cross.
Yeah, but there's also the factor of, if they can funnel through and allow 100 people through, and they have like one of those guys is a drug runner or something like that, which those guys have their own ways in. They've got tunnels and stuff like that on their own.
Yeah, those guys go right to the border like they allowed.
Yeah, drive trucks through and everything like that. But I mean, maybe that's their tactic or something like that. But I don't know. The recycling issue, it's always going to be an issue because it's cheaper to make plastic than to recycle it.
Oh, I'm looking on about Trump's wall, and so far in the last 2 days, all the reports are saying smugglers are sawing through new sections of Trump's wall. Smugglers have cut through new border wall.
They should just put doors in. May as well. No locks.
See, here's the thing, they are definitely understaffed, and that sucks ass because a lot of those guys aren't. None of them. I mean, I'm going to say 99.9% aren't corrupt, and they're the ones getting screwed by this shit.
I'm going to give you the answer. The answer is you make Mexico a state. You build the wall at the bottom of Mexico, and you hire Mexico to patrol it.
No, it's Mexico's infrastructure that needs to be fixed. Where this wall is it's BS. First of all, they can't build a wall across the whole goddamn border. It's not going to happen.
They can't. That's an insane idea, dude. Some hurricane is going to come and wipe it out as soon as it's up.
And the idea that Trump is going to fix this, it's not our problem. It's Mexico's infrastructure that needs to be rebuilt.
It's not going to happen.
Yep.
That's the problem, though.
Yep.
A wall.
That's the problem.
Shit.
Yep, that's exactly it. Their infrastructure, their political structure.
I'm telling you right now, it's
they're
not
in bad shape.
No, but
Mexico's got the same problem that Syria has.
The government's not in bad shape at all. The government is rich. The government, they have oil deposits. You name it. I mean, they have everything. They're fine. They're not putting the money back into the country.
Yeah, no, I meant the country in general. Yeah. The government is so corrupt. It just needs taken down and restructured. Well, restructured as in new people.
Government in there.
Isn't there like 3 different armies?
That's where the American army should be too. Mexico.
Why? Again,
because that's where it makes sense. That's where it makes sense. I don't understand. No, why? If we're saying that this is such a problem for our country, and we don't have enough people to patrol the border, why don't we have our military that's there to protect our border and our country from invasion? They're protecting us from invasion.
It's 2019. Why aren't we just using more drones? Why aren't we using more technology?
I don't want to use more drones. I don't want people blown away by a fucking robot in the sky that you can't hear, dude. That's just terrifying.
No. Drones don't mean they have to have weapons on them.
Drones don't mean they don't.
Well,
we're talking about the fucking middle of a desert that nobody's in except for some illegal people doing illegal shit. So, I mean, blowing them away, who's going to know?
Oh, I can tell you right now.
I mean, in all honesty, we could have the National Guard down there, at any given point. That's kind of what their whole job is.
There's their National Guard down there, and then there's also the Minutemen. I'm not sure if anyone's heard about them, but they're 100% in their legal bias.
Oh yeah,
100%.
We got all this down there, but there's not enough.
No, there is nowhere near enough. I've met 100 of them because like I said, I live in San Diego, and we're like the first funnel point from like Tijuana. And I've met a lot of them. They're all super fucking cool dudes, except for the 1 or 2 righteous ones. But for the most part, what they want is to make sure that drug smugglers aren't just going to just walk on in without trying, without having to meet some kind of resistance. Because here's the reality of it. I
doubt that very much.
I'd say 70% of the border does not have a fence. That's how, I mean, this is a joke that they're talking about this wall, like they're putting a wall in everywhere. There's no wall almost everywhere. I can show you right now a 20-mile section 10 miles outside of San Diego that there's no wall for shit. Yeah, exactly. It's the wall is ridiculous. It has nothing to do with the wall. If Mexico's infrastructure was rebuilt, they wouldn't want to leave there. There's reasons people want to leave their countries when it gets that bad, because their governments don't give a shit.
It's not just Mexico they want to leave. It's everything below them that wants to leave where they are too.
Same reasons. Same shit.
Yeah, I know.
Well, and
That's why I said we should put the border at the bottom of Mexico, make
And-
Mexico a state, because it makes more sense because it's a smaller border.
But here's the biggest issue of it. It's whether there's a border there or not. It's
We
gonna
have to
happen.
invade Mexico, dude. We
Well,
need
if it-
to
'cause
invade Mexico.
was
and
that
get out
easy-
of Syria and invade Mexico.
if
That's
it
what I
was-
think.
Chuck,
I
if
was
it was that
president,
if it was that easy,
everybody would get
there
a
would
house
be
and we'd
no one
invade
from
Mexico.
South America coming across the border. if that was all it was, the border. I'm telling you right now.
What?
It's the country. And here's the thing that we're never going to get around. We are a sovereign what is it? Sovereign state? Is that what it is? Yeah. Like we do take in people that need help.
Yeah, we should do that. We should take in people that aren't drug runners who need help from escaping that. Yes.
Hmm?
That's what America's supposed to be doing.
Well, that's also the other issue. You do realize that the immigration issue itself has nothing to do with people hopping the border.
Well, I think it's because people are being lied to about what America is, and they come running here thinking they're going to get away from what they're running
Hell
from,
no,
and they just
no.
end up
I
in
tell you
something
right now,
worse.
it's because they're scared they're going to get deported, and they don't go to court, and then they miss their court dates, and then that's what happens when Trump and all these places do all those the immigration raids and all that stuff. They're not like searching out for people who hop the border and are living in America. They know where they're going. That's why they know where to pick people up at. There are people who miss court, but people. Well, you may know, but a lot of people are acting as if this wall is going to fix that. What the fuck? They're here already. Yes, but wall has nothing to do with immigration. That's complete bullshit. The way it is.
So you think there's an alternative motive for the wall?
Fuck yeah, it's politics, 100%.
Waste of money.
Big time. Trump got into office saying we were not going to have to pay for a wall. We're paying for a wall. What the fuck? Why is anyone saying that? Why isn't?
Do you
Why
think he's going to get reelected?
I don't even want to answer that question.
Why?
Because I think he is. To tell you the truth. Why?
When's the last time we had a
It's
president that only
perfect.
served one term?
That too. I'm telling you right now, the people
Like,
don't,
it's like all presidents have been guaranteed a decade, dude. What the hell's going on?
the people have. That's the other thing. People. I mean, that's one of the biggest things that kept me thinking about conspiracies and shit is realizing how much people really don't know about. Like the average person. I'm telling you right now, if you're in this what we call community, you know what you know, and like everyone knows like the different topics because you hear it here. But there's like the majority of the people that they don't know about flat Earth. They never heard about flat Earth a day in their damn lives. They never heard about half the conspiracies we talk about, and that's why it's so no one knows about shit. That's why these things aren't talked about. That's why these things aren't more mainstream. That's why a lot of shit is kept at such hush hush because they can. A lot of people don't give a fuck. They don't look into anything at all, let alone shit that's happening in front of their face.
They're consumers, dude. They're consumers.
Need to stop. Not necessarily.
Consumers, they're interested in products and what those products are going to do for them and make other people think about them and not much else. They figure they go along to get along. And that's about it. Till something happens. Then some of them change.
We'll see.
But I mean, I don't think it's fucked up.
We'll define
For the most
fucked up,
part.
though. I mean,
For the most part. Well, I mean, for the most part, maybe, like, what are you going to do if that's your world and there's no reason for you to question it? It's just what you're going to do. I think, other people experience different lives, and so it makes them do different things, right?
Yeah.
Some people are in the pursuit of comfort.
We'll see. For instance, like what you were talking about with Malaysia. I'm pretty sure when Malaysia first got the word that Australia was going to start bringing their recyclings there, I guarantee they saw dollar signs. They said they'd sell to China. China, everyone knows that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to argue that everybody lets money make decisions for us, which really makes no sense because money doesn't care about us. Money doesn't have any morals. Money doesn't necessarily do what's right over what's wrong. So I don't know, but that's what we do. We let money make all our decisions for us.
That's what scares me about Trump.
Or more specifically, I'll say that we let money disguise the hand that's making all the decisions for us.
Yes, that's a better way. Yeah, that's a good way of saying it. But I think that's what scares me about Trump, though. I don't think it's about money for Trump. I don't think he gives a shit about money. Like, he was like, I want to be at the top, and the president is as good as you get. And I think that's the only thing he cares about.
Well, okay. There's a couple things. There's a couple things about it. There's all the dealings that he can get after the fact of being president.
Oh, you know, remember, he doesn't lose that
he's
title.
Setting himself up. Yeah, exactly. He's setting himself up. I mean, you know, once his presidency is done, you're going to see all these crazy deals that have been on the back burner, where he was just waiting for political advancement and stuff like that. You know, the whole thing about him buying Greenland and stuff like that. You know, all that stuff. It's just a show. You know, if you watch him and all of his business dealings and stuff, he puts on this big show and then does something completely different because it's been, you know, it's underhanded the way he does it. And you know, and I personally don't like Trump as a person. You know, I have to respect the office because I have to. But as a person, I've met him. You know, company I've worked for had business dealings with him. It's just, you know, as a person, I just find him skeevy.
Yeah. I was going to address something in chat. So there's something Digital was in the chat and he was talking about how it's about war. Yeah, 100%. The United States is run on our military. That's why we're the military superpower. My dad told me something a long time ago that will never leave me. He said, if we don't fight in a war, who will shoot the bullets? If we don't shoot the bullets, then who makes the bullet? What will the people that make the bullets do? That no matter what happens, no matter where we are, no matter what's going on, we will always be involved in a conflict, because if we are not, then millions go out of job. And I went, oh wow, yeah, that's real. That's how it works. So yeah, you can't just assume differently.
The thing, dude. Everyone who makes bullets for a living should remember then every day when they go into work that if it weren't for people dying, they wouldn't have a job.
Someone's got to. This is the way it is. Otherwise,
that's not the way it is. That's the way we choose to make it.
Oh,
you have no idea.
You
have no idea, Sean, the way that it would be had it not became this.
When in history, can you tell me a time when it wasn't?
History. What is history? The path to becoming like this?
Yeah, exactly.
The history,
right? But we could have gone in any direction and made any choices. We could have chose to give everyone a job based on the fact that everybody's being fed, but instead we're giving everybody a job based on people being shot to death. And some of those bullets are being used by these crazy people in Walmarts to shoot innocent grandmas. So, I mean, I don't know how I would feel about making bullets these days.
Those bullets are also used majority of the time to hunt, protect, you know, self-defense. I guarantee you there's more situations where someone is either defending themselves or using them for hunting or target practice than they are. I could say the ratio is so insignificant, there probably isn't even stats for it, compared to the people that do shit like stupid shit like shoot up schools or public areas.
Okay, well, let's talk about the employees at Lockheed Martin then.
Do you think any of them?
What do they make?
They make everything.
Do they make nuclear bombs there?
They make everything.
No.
They make weapons of nuclear.
They make everything. Helicopters.
Do we use nuclear weapons to like blow up to make dams and stuff?
They don't make anything
what do we
nuclear.
use those for?
Let's put that out right now. They don't make anything nuclear.
Ooh, you want to know what their
they
claim
are
to
into
fame is?
jet propulsion and flight and everything like that.
Their claim to fame right now is the B-1 bomber. Am I right? That's the right one?
Well, what is the B-1 bomber? Drop nuclear weapons.
Is that the right one? Is that the right one? Yeah.
Yep.
That's
a nuclear weapon.
That's it's a jet.
B-1 has never dropped a nuclear bomb.
Okay, what drops bombs? What drops nuclear bombs, dude? What drops barrel bombs?
We've only ever dropped 2 of them.
Okay, well, Channel, here's the thing. If you're talking about saving lives, then the Northam, the guy who who is like the.
I'm just
the
saying, like, I'm
CEO.
not talking
No,
about
check this out.
saving
But like
lives. I'm
this, he's
talking
the
about like
guy who came
how
up with
society could have been
he's the
built on
guy-
different
Listen, he's
principles.
the guy who
And then
made up the
this
B1,
isn't
and
necessarily the way it had to be.
because of that bomber, hundreds of thousands of troops didn't have to die.
Who was going to kill him?
The Iraqi forces, I think the Republic, right? Is that what they were called?
Republican Guard would have taken out a lot of people.
Yeah. Here's the thing: they may have been in the Middle East, but they were a very respected, like military force to go against. It wasn't like they were like, let's just bring our pistols, guys. It'll be all right. No, they had money, they had weapons. It was a situation where we're lucky that we had Northrum to.
Okay, but you would tell me that if I came up, into your backyard and you would shoot me, right? Because I'm like coming into your territory. It might be a threat. I might want to steal something. I might want to kidnap somebody. You know what I mean? I might kill somebody. So you would want to protect your territory, right? You just told me that a lot of bullets are used in defense. And I'm not sure who's defending who when somebody else is in somebody else's backyard.
Oh, well,
But-
the situation that I'm talking about, it was actually the
But here's
Iraqi
the difference.
forces
If you
in
came into-
Kuwait. So, yeah, we were helping.
Yeah, that's
So you were
that's where it
helping.
all
We were
started
helping
off
our
with
neighbor
Kuwait.
because somebody else was in their yard.
Well, yeah. Kuwait didn't even really have an army, so we put ourselves in between. Iraq just wanted to take over Kuwait at that time, and then after that, Iraq decided that they were going to go ahead and start slaughtering some of their people, their own people, just so they could have extra troops on the border. That's what started it all.
Yeah, I know.
So, Northrop.
That's not my point. My point isn't to get into the details of all these because that's not what I'm saying. I was saying
But what
that
Northrop
it didn't
does-
have to be like this. That's all I'm
But
saying.
what Northrop does is they do a lot of technology innovation in health. What was it? Back to that.
Well, like I know, according to conspiracy theories, these people are
Oh, I think
just building bombs
It's not a
to
conspiracy theory. I
brainwash
think
people
it's
into killing each other.
It's very well known that Northrop, what else is there? Lockheed, they're all assholes and they all get the contracts for life. But that's not a conspiracy. That's pretty well known. Like it's not gonna.
Well, they don't get the contract for life. What happens is they'll have every 10 years they come out with a new contract, and then everybody has to go. Yeah, but the last one, it wasn't Lockheed that won the last contract. And I'm trying to remember who it was.
It was wow, fuck! It's on the tip of my tongue. Schrodinger. Schrodinger.
Yeah, but they.
What is it?
But Lockheed doesn't have the contract at this time.
Yeah, no, it's starts with an R. Fuck, it's right there.
Contract for what?
Military. Basically
building some of the engines and stuff like that.
Shit, there's hundreds of contracts.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. There's more than that. That's all I used to deal with.
But there's like a top 5 that do their top secret
And
stuff.
the waterman says it's called Raytheon, dumbass.
Thank you. Raytheon, there it is.
Look, Dan was useful for once in his life.
Yeah, but no longer.
The moment is past.
There's they're supposedly in the process of building a new jet fighter as well, and that's for the Navy contract, I think.
There it is, Raytheon. Yeah, these are the guys that you're talking about. These guys won like
Why didn't we
millions
just
of
build?
dollars in
Why didn't we just build a wall up around Kuwait?
Huh? The fuck?
Then we just build a wall around
Well,
Kuwait, and then we didn't have to blow anybody up.
Well, the problem was that Iraq was already in Kuwait when we went over.
Oh. Well, we could have built the wall before that.
Now these guys are into some funny stuff.
Ooh, who's funny?
Raytheon. Because that
What
stuff
do they
that goes
do?
along with HARP and the Doppler radars that use them for
Oh, you're all
tracers.
crazy about HARP, dude. I don't think it's
because
anything.
HARP is something.
It's like a ring
I
collector.
know. It's
like a waste of money.
I know.
You should be more concerned about CERN.
Nah.
There is potential for danger there.
Nah. They're harmless.
It could be a radiation leak, dude.
I'm thinking, like I said, I'm telling you right now,
radiation
if you want to
levels.
talk what's really the concern, it's going to be the geoengineering they're about to do. It's not. I'm not even talking about testing. They're going
Why
to
do
do
they
it.
even call it engineering, dude? What are they going to engineer?
The climate. What is wrong with you? You not listen to any of my streams? Jesus.
I don't think this is engineering.
What? You don't think it's engineering?
Yeah, I don't think it should be qualified as engineering.
Why it changes their man-made changes? Okay. You know what? Okay. All right. I guess. I do not agree, but okay.
I feel like engineering should be like when you build something to make something that you can use, not when you build something to manipulate something that was working fine before you fucked it up.
You mean like a shovel?
No, not like a shovel, like a planet that was working just fine.
Like a ruler?
Before we toxified it. No, like a ruler, sure. Rulers.
The thing is, though, even
The thing is what?
the thing is, even if we fuck up the planet to the point that it's not sustainable for human life, the planet will still be here long after
Thank
we aren't.
God. Thank the sweet baby Jesus for that.
Oh, okay. So, guys, I wasn't watching, but we have about 15 minutes before I got to get out of here because I got practice today. So, don't start any new topics. Will I go live later? Probably not, but we'll see. Yeah, just wanted to get that out there so you guys are gonna don't get all like, what the hell? Unless you guys just want to do your final thoughts now. It's up to you guys.
What do you mean?
Because in 15 minutes, I'm getting
Kind of
offline.
practice.
Huh?
Kind of practice.
Football practice. My son plays flag football, and I'm a coach.
That's cool.
It's fun. I don't like the team.
Flag football's a lot of fun.
Yeah, the kids actually get to learn something without getting their noggins hit.
Yeah, exactly.
My son is 12 years old, going on 35, convinced he should be playing tackle football right now, even though I told him, hey, why not learn everything there is to learn about football that you can right now, and then worry about getting hit. And he
show him a CT scan of a professional linebacker.
You think that matters to him?
So stop indoctrinating kids with calling it football. It's handball. It's nothing to do with the foot.
I'm going to tell you right now. It's football.
That's not true because they punt the ball, they kick the ball off, they score extra points using the foot.
We don't respect kickers and punters in this family. If my son said he wanted to be a punter one time in his whole life, and I beat him.
Not that ugly. He showed you the right way to beat your kid.
I'm just kidding. I didn't beat him, but I wanted to. I swear I did.
Hey.
There's nothing wrong with saying you wanted to.
You know what? Like, I know you guys think you're taking a dig at Nathan when you do that, but
No,
Nathan doesn't have feelings. I know I'm talking to Jose. I said Jose. I said, I know you think you're taking a dig at Nathan when you do that, right? But Nathan doesn't have feelings, okay? Who you're taking a dig at, who you're humiliating is his daughter, okay?
Amen to that. Sorry about that. If I offended anybody, you.
Mostly me, but yes, I forgive you. I'm glad you agree.
I agree, yeah.
Kids do that. They just make you want to snap on them.
What do they?
Digital. He said for the super chat. He says, "Not saying it's a conspiracy, but you know."
What's a conspiracy?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to read back in the chat, but I'm assuming what we were just talking about. So
I don't get why one of the smallest population in the world are responsible for so much. What does it mean?
Well, I don't think. Well, we may have the smallest population, but our infrastructure is phenomenal compared. Again, it's infrastructure. I don't care. You don't need an army. You just need to be able to fucking give a shit about your people. Pretty simple on that aspect of it.
I don't know about America's infrastructure anymore. We don't take
Why?
care of it.
Oh,
We don't take care of it. You know, look at
yeah,
most of the.
does, everyone knows that like Social Security is like it's on the board. Like they're talking about taking that shit down. Like no more. You guys understand? You don't pay into that shit for yourself.
No, I mean that's been going on for years.
Yeah, but that's the thing though.
Yeah, that's been going on for years.
Because all of us talking right now somehow blue. Still.
What are you picking on blue for?
Because it's fun. Like we're all that Social Security we're paying into. We don't get none of that shit. Our kids and those lackeys that pay their taxes. They're the ones who are going to pay our Social Security. Maybe.
That's right.
That's how
Just
it
like you're paying mine now.
Damn, you got the last laugh.
Yeah.
Should we talk a minute about what Travis is planning to do and giving some feedback on how he can succeed?
He needs to
What do you think about that?
I think he needs to understand what he's trying to do first. Because we did that, because when we first started, I asked about that, and it sounds like it's a technical thing. It seems like a lot of it is a technical thing, but I don't think he understands. It's not just, a lot of people don't realize it's not something you can just say fuck it and just do. Not easy. Jose had to fucking try. I have to try.
I fucking tried and errored the shit out of it until I got it right.
Well, put it this way: like when I started going live, I went live maybe twice a week. I'm not sure. Like I probably go live in average. I go live every night. It's not easy to talk every single night and try your ass off to make it something different.
Yeah,
it's not easy. And what Jose does.
Well, Travis will get over the glitches and stops and starts and jerks and all that stuff. That'll work itself out. Travis's problem is going to be his content.
Yeah, well,
that's exactly what I keep hearing.
If Travis wants to be a success with this, he's going to have to stop showing that same tired set of ridiculous photographs that can't be used for anything, and come up with another approach.
Well, see, that's the big
that's
thing.
Just not going to work.
That's the big question too. What does he want from doing this? Because Jose didn't create a platform where all his shit was going to be on display. He created a platform for everyone else's shit to be on display. Does he want to do that, or does he want a place where everyone's going to see his observations? Because those are two different things.
And just very few times I brought the topic that was going to be talked about in the show. I said, hey, I'm going to present a little video. Let's talk about it for a little bit. It took all over the place all the time, but 90% of the time I say, all right, what we're going today, what we're going to talk about, and I let you guys choose the topic, and it will take from there, because that one will become another little topic. But if Travis is smart enough to bring a topic, at least to break the ice, that's smart. But if he want to talk about the same thing, it's not going to work out at all.
At Travis's level of narcissism, I don't see a chance that he's going to let somebody else drive steer the car.
Well, and that's exactly what the issue is going to be. I mean, after just sitting in and listening to you, Jose, and then also listening in on Sean G for quite a while, it's apparent. You guys set aside your egos to set up the platform. You don't come in. You don't come in as a source of authority. You come in as a person that just wants to have a conversation.
Isn't working.
Hello, people.
Hi, Skyfly.
Hi, Sean.
Sorry to come on so late. I didn't realize you were on earlier.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, late.
Go ahead, Sean. Sorry.
Yeah, but the approach we take, Sean and myself, the approach we take is like just guys with a lot of questions and doubts and a little bit of knowledge, and we want to spread knowledge around, and we want to talk to people that know about shit so we can learn more. I hope I'm not bullshitting, John, but that's my approach.
Absolutely. It's 100% what it is. 100%. Because see, that's the thing to me. Like, that's why I speak out about fight Flat Earth and all that stuff, because it doesn't make sense to me that how they do that. I mean, it's so fucking disrespectful. Like, you can only, like, you have to sit somewhere and think of that shit for it to come out like that. I'm sorry. People don't just talk normally like that. It's not how it works. That's not how I carry myself. I don't care if I'm on a fucking computer. I'm gonna carry myself like I carry myself. I ain't got time.
Jose, you've only been offline 2 days and we're missing you, mate.
Say again?
Jose, he's only been offline 2 days and we're missing him.
Yeah, everyone's like going through convulsions,
man,
Jose.
yeah.
I keep hearing people like
I know,
going to
man.
hospitals and shit. I'm like, damn, it's just Jose.
Banging their heads against the wall, like, what the fuck we
They
gonna
were
watch
getting
today?
kidnapped.
That's right.
Flat earthers were getting kidnapped. I saw a video of a flat earther get kidnapped.
Oh, that.
Yeah, they had a meeting. Yeah, I know him. I mean, not personally, but he's a cool dude, and yeah, that was crazy. That's something.
Cool, dude. He's horrible.
Well, he committed the ultimate sin in any country called pissing off the police.
Yeah.
That's going to be good for a night in jail every fucking time you do it.
Yeah.
Are you sure those weren't Halloween costumes? I mean, why don't they have a police car? Don't police cars have police cars?
No, we got cops all over the place that don't have regular cars.
Yeah, he was released after a few hours. That it was because he didn't have his ID on him. That was the height of it.
No, I'm gonna tell you right now. I am 38 years old. I have never in my life been. Wait, hang on, channel. This does not apply to you. Please do not apply it to you. I have never in my life had any issues with a cop by just being polite and talking to him. Again, I've never had.
It doesn't apply to me.
Because I know your situation, and I don't want you to think that I'm saying that you were being an asshole to him or something.
Oh, you know what?
I was thinking ahead.
You weren't.
Yes, I was.
Singled me out. You singled me out.
I did, but it was only
When
to
you
show you
single
that
people
you're
out, it's
not
hard for
single.
them. No, see, that's the opposite.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the funny thing was the globalized world was the leading
First of all,
Caribbean
channel,
today.
I'm a dude, so I'm gonna fuck some shit up all the time. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to.
Leaning Tower Pisa is obviously leaning because of gravity.
What the fuck, Skyfly, you need to come to my
Good
live
segue.
streams at the beginning. And you need to do that the whole goddamn stream.
That's good shit.
Just random shit, just out of Skyfly.
Good content right there.
It was funny though.
Top Davies, so you know.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and then crashes when he come in. Don't do that ever. Roboting all over the place.
All right, guys, I gotta get out of here. So I'm gonna let you guys say what you gotta say, and then I gotta get out of here. Like, you guys gotta say it like quick. Jose.
Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for being here. What the hell? Thank you very much, LG, for having me. I appreciate it. I will jump in and be active in some random hangouts around. And tomorrow, definitely not. Maybe the day after tomorrow, I'll throw the first live show. So see you all there. Thank you.
Big Blue, you got anything? Or you said you got something coming, but not ready yet, right?
Yeah, not ready yet. Just playing around.
All right.
That's
all right.
it.
Looking out for that, and that's gonna be just like a more of a topic based one, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do something a little out of character and not beat the shit out of Nathan or Riley for a change.
I'm excited for that.
Blue, good looking out before we go away. Good looking out. I saw a little clip of you fixing your glasses to the Oakley guys. Good looking out, man.
All right.
That's what he gets for calling me hillbilly blue balls.
Jesus.
That's what I thought of it.
I know what you should do, but I'm not going to say it on the air. Channel Q. Your turn.
What's up? Oh, it's my turn?
Your turn.
Well, I don't know. If it's the end of the show, bye. I'll miss you.
I can see that we're going to have a lot of conversations about this stuff because I'm going to show you HARP is a reality.
It's not making noises, dude.
Okay,
It
may not be.
It can
You know what?
exist. I don't deny its existence.
I also never had an authority talk to me about it, and I actually had an authority say something, and I listened. Okay, now I'm going to look into the alternatives of what it could have been, but I'm not going to just throw it away because Channel Q says to.
Why not? Channel Q is pretty smart, and she's pretty cool too.
Can you imagine how it's going to feel the day I am right?
But you're not right this day.
I know, but it'll be worth being wrong all the time to be right that one time.
I don't think you're doing your math right.
I know, but that's what happens. See? I just gave
Max
you
is upset. Look, he's already crying.
All right. Thank you, Channel Q. Glenn, would you like to say anything?
I've got the beginnings of a new conspiracy theory. You guys are all talking about HARP and international conspiracies and stuff. Then I logged on, and then you've gone to American politics, which I know nothing about.
It always seems to meander. But I'm gonna, if I go live later on, it's gonna be about the same issue, topic, and tomorrow will be the same topic because I have a lot to say still. And I got some really good conspiracies that I want to run by you people and see if you guys believe in them or think they're complete bullshit or not. And we'll see how good you guys are at it. It's like a little mini quiz. It's gonna be fun. Jose, you already went. Sean Smith, you're up.
Oh, thanks, Sean. I always enjoy having conversations on here. As to the conspiracies, Christ Puncher was in here, spreading his Canadian ham. It's definitely a conspiracy. So just to let him know, we're still watching out for you. As to everything else, the figuring out what it is first is a big thing before we start asking why this happens. Because we jump to conclusions about why it happens before we even figure out what it is. That's all I got.
Well, thank you, sir. You caught me mid cough. Skyfly.
New vape pen, huh?
Yep. New cartridge. What's up, Skyfly? Got anything to say?
I was talking to Dal from Beyond the Imaginary Curve tonight, along with the Rumpus in an old hangout back chat, and we've decided, despite the fact that he's quite muscular and big and strong, he's very weak-minded. Boom.
You guys just figured that out?
Well, no, we knew that.
He he's weak-minded. He probably put his forehead right through a brick wall.
Probably has a few times. More than a few times.
Right. Bro, I'm going to show you a video you made me think of.
Okay, sure.
That is one flat earther I've never once talked to once. I couldn't even imagine a conversation with Dell.
You wouldn't get 2 words in before he called you a spineless, not spineless goon, or all the words he used, I can't remember.
As long as if I couldn't understand him, then I wouldn't take no offense. But
I've been there.
Really?
It's tough.
It is.
You want his Reddit page?
Here, Brad, that's what you made me think of.
No, I'm good. I gotta. You guys are making me. I gotta get out of here. They and them. You're up, sir.
I will just say thank you very much, and let's keep the conversations rolling.
Yes, sir. When's you and Marvel Girls stream going on?
Hopefully Friday night. Just working out on a few things. So still not definite as to the topic yet, but we'll have something on Friday night.
Awesome. And
just real quick, you still want me there, they and them?
Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
I will speak to you and Sean later because that is one of the possibilities. So if Sean's live later on, sure we can do it after we go off air.
Sounds good.
Cool. Well, guys, I didn't miss anybody, right? Okay, cool.
Can I just say I've copied that link, Channel Q. Thank you. I'll have a watch in a second.
Well, you guys can talk to amongst yourselves because I'm gonna end this hangout. But I do appreciate you guys. That was
Get the hell
fun.
out of here, Sean.
Channel, thank you because you do actually made me look around and made me look into it, and you've actually changed how I think about a conspiracy. See, I'm not going to stick to my guns and be like, it's HARP, I swear. But I'm going to find out what it is, and it's not a hoax, and I'm going to show you that.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you. All right, peoples, I got to get out of here. I got responsibilities, and it's fun anyway, so it's not really a responsibility. It's just fun. I do want to say thank to everyone that's here. Again, if I'm only enjoying myself, I'm only here trying to figure out things and trying to learn more and more. So to think that I'm an authority is bullshit. To think that I have it all figured out is complete bullshit. But hey, figuring things out is fun. Having the discussion is fun. I mean, think about it. I look into conspiracies, and I think a lot of them have weight to hold behind them. I think there's nothing, but someone's got to have the evidence to make their view right. Well, present, and I'll present, and we'll see what's up. Again, I want to continue on this conversation when it comes down to what type of conspiracies there are. I really, trust me, started off real small. There's much bigger ones that I want to talk about, but wanted to see where everyone stands here on this one, and then we'll kind of start branching off into other topics. Again, as far as I'm concerned, there'll be the flat Earth here and there's, but don't really need it. Don't really need to have a conversation. When it comes down to Travis's show, guys, give him a break, give him a chance. Hopefully he'll get some ears, and some people will help him out, and he'll have something. It is a nerve-wracking thing, trust me. His adrenaline is probably pumping on his first one, especially because of the time he did it and what he was trying to do. So give him a chance at the very most. Who cares if he's a flat earther? He has observations that will change a lot of things. So with that said, guys, I'm going to get out of here, and I'll see you guys later on tonight. And other than that, guys, peace.
How old is the gyro compass? Is it 4 or 2,000 years old?
No, it was like 1908.
No. So we can determine that back then it wasn't determined.
1941.
So it wasn't used to determine the shape or the movement of the Earth, correct?
No, it was not. It was used to stabilize a ship.
It has nothing to do
What?
with stabilizing the ship.
Gyro compasses do not
Yes, it
stabilize
does.
ships, Bob.
Correct.
What the hell are you talking about?
No,
that
they
wasn't
don't.
Bob. Yeah, what are you talking about, Aaron?
That was
Gyro compasses do not stabilize a ship. Right?
Correct. That's absolutely correct. I never claimed they did.
Yeah, you tell him, Aaron. You tell him, Aaron.
Bob just told.
Yeah, keep going. Yep, go on.
Bob just told the other guy. Yeah, it's used to stabilize a ship.
No, it was not. It was used to stabilize a ship. No, it was not. It was used to stabilize a ship.
Stop now.
No,
Bob
that
didn't
was
say
me,
that.
Aaron. That was
I
me,
didn't-
Aaron.
No, that was.